Hey there, this is Trisha again from A Farm Girl's Life. I've got a fly, imagine that, a fly here on a farm. I'm just going to show you some of my garden. So here we go. We've got some clever ideas this year for gardening. I have a bad back. I've had it for 20 some years. It was a car accident. And anyway, the older you get, the worse it gets. So we've had to modify a little bit how we garden. But here, let me show you. Okay. Right there, that's my lettuce. I'm going to put it on something higher. Haven't figured out what yet. Everything's a little bit messy down here yet. This, my husband's ingenious idea. I wanted to plant green beans, but I can't get on my knees and crawl to pick them anymore. And bend over to, oh, and look, they are up. Look, there's some of my green beans. These are Blue Lake, which is a variety that we like. And I'm going to grow them in pots this year, and I can just reach over and harvest. As long as we keep them watered, I think they'll do good. Obviously, they all have composted cow manure in them. So anyway, if you're like me, it's not gorgeous. I thought about putting some tin on the side, but then again, thought it might make it hotter with the tin reflecting the sun, so I'm not sure. But I'll figure out something to do anyway to make it more attractive. But this, I think, is going to be a really great thing for us, because this way I'll be able to pick and can my own, harvest my own beans, which I like to do. I also have fibromyalgia, and I found out there's a lot of preservatives in our food these days and things that we eat that is bad for people with fibromyalgia. So I've got it under control right now, but I really like to harvest and can tomatoes and green beans and just about any vegetable that we can use. And anyway, so it's messy out here. My husband's rebuilding. We haven't quite got it done. Here's my tomatoes. These are my early girls up here in front, and they're doing really well. They all like this cow manure. And there's the rest of them. Kind of got a lot crammed into a little space because he kind of took over some of my beds. So these right here, these are raspberries. We moved the raspberry canes from up on top of the hill. And these are volunteer potatoes. I didn't plant any this year, but they're coming back from another year. So, right there. So anyway, down here I have cabbage and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. And yes, they may look like they're planted too close together. I think they're going to be okay. We'll see. And anyway, there's some jalapeno peppers up there. Down here, they haven't popped up yet. Zucchini and summer squash. If you can see the bag, I always fill the seed packet with dirt and lay it there so I remember where I put it. And then up in here, kind of in the middle of my tomatoes, I planted my cucumbers, and I'm going to put a fence there and let them climb up. So anyway, that is my garden, and he is supposed to build me another one of these so I can plant some more beans. And then we thought we'd try to plant again this fall, and we could harvest again. And then up here, messy garden. This is my herb bed. I don't see anything sticking its head up except right here. That's lemon balm. If you crush a leaf, there we go, and then smell it. It smells like lemons. It's used to relax. You can make a tea with it. You can use it as a relaxant. You can use it to help people go to sleep. I take something that actually has lemon balm in it to help go to sleep. So this is my oregano patch, and it's doing really well. I found out that oregano likes cool weather. It's come back this year and done really well, when last year we had a drought and a lot of things died. So go figure. And then there's some others planted in here that haven't come up yet. And when I pull the weeds out, you'll be able to see that there are lilies here. And Iris is here, which I probably need to move. And these are peonies. And these peonies came from my grandmother. And so they're a treasure. Behind me is a mess too, but these were daffodils, narcissus, and then there's another peony over there in the weeds. Oh, and then look, there's my asparagus. I'm letting them grow for a couple of years, so before I try to harvest anything, but I'm kind of proud of having asparagus. So, and right in here, I'm going to put my sunflowers. So they'll come up and bloom after the peonies are done, so they'll be okay. And probably some zinnias in here. I like to have a cutting garden. I like to make my own. I'm a floral designer. I like to make my own fresh bouquets. Here are these grapes we have. They were supposed to grow up this trellis. It's a tall trellis because my husband's 6'7" and he has to be able to walk under it. So I have one plant that came back. I'm gonna have to pull the rest out and replant. But let's see, what else? And up here, unfortunately, these were my limelight hydrangeas. And I waited a long time to have limelight hydrangeas and thought they'd do okay in pots and look pretty sitting here on the top of my steps. But it got really hot and dry last year, and some things just didn't make it, and these were the casualties. These and my butterfly bushes and my cast trees. If you don't know what a cast tree is, it grows maybe about 6 to 8 feet high, and it blooms in the summertime, which is what I love. When everything else is hot and dry and a lot of things don't want to bloom, these things bloom in the summer. Oh, hey, look. And we have leaves. Yay! They didn't get got after all. I thought they were dead. Oh, I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. Let's walk over here and see what the other one looks like. Oh, I'm tickled, tickled, tickled. Can you tell? Just tickled, tickled, tickled. Oh, here it is. Oh, yes. There they are. There's a little leaf. Do you see it? I'm not sure if I'm showing it. Little bitty. There. Right there. Little leaf. Right there. Ha! I'm thrilled. Tickled, tickled, tickled. Now all we have to do is water, water, water. So, anyway. I think that's it. Oh, I'm going to show you one more thing. Two more things I'm going to be working on. This is Finn, right here. He's one of my collies. He's an older collie, and yes, he needs to be groomed. They all need to be groomed. We live on a farm, so we can imagine what they get into. But he's my buddy. And we just lost one of our collies this weekend, which was sad. We miss her. She was our only Smooth, and she was as sweet as she could be, and nurturing, and she loved my kids and my grandkids, and she was our 4-H dog. So here I have a few things that came back. I've got my salvia that's blooming, and you can see the bees are loving it. And I believe that's going to be Monardia right there. And the rest of it needs to be cleaned out. And I have a terrible time with Bermuda grass getting into this patch, and it's just frustrating. So I was thinking that right there that was going to be something important, but now I'm not so sure. I have right here, you can hardly see it, it's going to be a viburnum bush if it grows up. Here's my delphinium that I found at Walmart. It's going out here. And so I need to get out here and dig this up and try to make it a nice place for plants to grow. Not so good right now, but it'll get there. Over here, this is my rose bed. This is my pink and purple bed. And these are heritage roses. They're going to bloom pink, a darker pink. This one is the one, I'm going to turn this way, that came from my grandfather Barbara, actually, owned this original version of this rose, the original start, I guess I should say. And my mother got it from his place a long, long time ago when we first moved out here to the farm when I was just a little kid. And she has had it and taken care of it and grown it ever since. So I moved it from her front yard to my yard so I could take care of it and grow it. So this is a heritage plant, and it's our family heritage. It's our legacy. We have a legacy of growing things in our family. Let's go back even further. My great-grandfather was a gardener. My grandmother was a gardener. My grandmother's sister, my great-aunt, she used to hybridize irises, and I have cousins who hybridize roses in Texas. So we don't discriminate in gender around in my family, but this is our legacy. This is what we do. And most of us, those of us who have the bug, we can't help ourselves. We have to do this. So anyway, look, there's the lupine. It hasn't done anything yet this year. And right over there, right there, that is columbine that came up from last year. It hasn't done anything yet, so we'll see. Here's another one of my heritage roses. All of these roses are fragrant. I pretty much don't plant any rose unless it's hardy, relatively bug and disease resistant, and fragrant. I think a rose should smell really, really good. So, these are my bearded irises. They're all one color. I have another color planted out here, but I don't see it doing anything this year. So I need to do some digging up and moving around and replanting iris rhizomes. And if you don't know anything about that, I'll film that for you so you can see how to do it. This is a hydrangea bush. This is going to be a white hydrangea. I can't remember the exact name. Right here is a new, let's see, am I getting it in there? Nope. There we go. A new little rose bush that I planted this year. It's supposed to do really, really well. Pinkish white flowers. They're, again, fragrant. These are more peonies. Again, these came from my grandmother. And these are white. Aren't they beautiful? They're just absolutely gorgeous. And yes, they are. They're fragrant. I guess I didn't think that peonies smelled or had a fragrance, but they do. And my coral colored one, I took a picture of. It's called Coral Charm, and it's beautiful. It bloomed for the first time this year, and it's done, as you can see. And anyway, there's a picture of the bloom on my website, A Farm Girl's Life. Again, afarmgirlslife.shop. Go to it and go to my blog. It's the one called A Day Without Kiddos, and it's got a picture of a beautiful blooming peony, and that's Coral Charm. So if you see it, it's a must-have. You must have it. So, and this behind me, this is our lilac bush. It's just done for the year. It didn't do bad. We had a lot of really warm days early in February. And it coaxed things out early, and so it did its thing early, and then not so much. I mean, there weren't as many blooms as normal, but then again, we had such a hot, dry summer last year. So, see, there's my little globe arborvitae. It killed them. And there was one there where the coleus is now, and then one over there. And it got all of them, and my husband's not receptive yet to me buying new ones, so I'm going to have to put something else in this pot. I haven't figured it out yet. Let's see. Everything seems like a really big mess around here right now, and it isn't that way all the time, but we're sort of in transition. I think I showed you this bed. At least I took some pictures. This is my bed in the middle of the driveway. This is what I planted the other evening, and all of these, well, except I think this one here in the middle, are proven winners. These are Supertinias. That's called, I think, Anthera or Anathera. just going to be beautiful purpley foliage. And as long as you keep this bed watered, these irises stay green all summer. And this is the side of the bed. So they should do well. Got to fix the sweat hose that goes in here. And I mulch. I don't know about everybody else, but I mulch. It gets so hot and dry here. And it just sucks everything out of the ground. It's hard to keep things watered. And so if you mulch, you lay your sweat hose down, you mulch over it, then you can, you're a whole lot more successful, put it that way. So see, I have some caladiums to pot up, and I still have these supertunias right here. And I have all of this. I have the foxglove, which is going down there in that bed that gets the Bermuda grass, and the yarrow's going down there. It's my butterfly and hummingbird bed. So I plant things down there that they like, and they like sage, by the way. Butterflies like to eat and lay their, or not sage, parsley. They like parsley, so I plant parsley in there. They like to lay and eat and lay their eggs and spin their cocoons on parsley. So anyway, so here's the last. See, these go in my front bed. See all the warm colors? These, I think this coleus is beautiful. They go right next to my front door. I have trouble keeping the cats out of it, so it's got a wire basket on it. And then here's my pansies that have done amazing this year. I believe it's the cow manure. They like the cool weather. And look at all my statuary. There's a collie and a baby calf and a little boy and a girl and a rabbit and pigs and turtles and a kitty cat and another kitty cat. So these are my purple, or my wave petunias that are going to go in my front bed. And there's more vinca. I haven't quite decided what to do with that. And there is more wave petunia. So anyway, that's it for now. See you later. It's getting hot out here. Gonna take a break. Bye.